Hello and welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. This is your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, coming with another thought-provoking show. Today's date is July the 3rd, 2019. And let me tell you what I got on the menu. Well, you know, when you out, if you live in the city or just have a place with public transportation, and you take the train. And it's always incumbent when you got little ones, the awareness of where they at. Otherwise, when you see this story, it's the kind of things that can happen. Stay tuned. Did you hear the story that Nike is defending the decision that Colin Kaepernick said he didn't think it would be a good idea to put out these new Nikes that has this Betsy Ross kind of flag, they say? Well, we're going to talk about that flag. And we're going to talk about why they keep trying to say Betsy Ross. Stay tuned. In Mobile, Alabama, some teenagers, being in the mall, playing around. But our playing sometimes seem to be like it's out of control. Now, you make the call. Did the people observing make the right call? And then even if they did, was it necessary with the things they pulled or allowed to happen? Stay tuned for that. You remember I talked about the story the other day about Shawnee, where the two white dudes beat up the brother and another dude. Remember giving them drinks and acting like I said he was getting set up, but they caught them. Well, listen to that story about what had happened and what had happened in the proceedings at the court. You make that call. They say that DNA is linking a former federal employee that called him up. We'll see about that because I want to tie something because I got a new segment today that's called Subscriber's Choice. This is when somebody who brings and gives news that you see on the screen and said if you have any topics you want to present, well, Mr. Blows Your Mind, it's time to implement it. Somebody is going to get it today. Well, got another one. That movie that had Denzel Washington, the football movie to come out, Remember the Titans. Well, it's gone the actual story that movie is depicted upon or about. Well, it's the anniversary. But my thing is, the subliminal messages and what they try to broadcast as something that they're really trying to, make you believe. We're going to look at that as I'll show you what they say, and then I give you my take of how I look at it, right? Well, in South Africa, there's a woman named Vicki Momsberg. Have you ever heard of Vicki Momsberg? Well, Vicki Momsberg is a person that I've never seen, according at least in this country. They call it a hate crime here. In this case here, I've actually seen a person who I'm going to show you what she said. I'm showing the outcome of what they said. And she actually is getting time behind it. Could this be something that's coming to every nation near you? Another thing, too, is there was a story talking about roaches. They don't die, they just multiply. They get to the point that you can't kill them with chemicals. Well, I want to make a correlation between roaches and somebody else. Stay tuned for that. And last and not least, are mixed people black? Are mixed people black? Well, I've seen this coming off of a particular show, and I'll give honor to him as I get to it. And again, this is the Black Minds News. I'm the most hated show on the black corner of the internet. This show is to report, translate, communicate, articulate, insinuate, inspire, relate, decode, unveil, and spread the news no matter how you get it. It's always going to be there, right? First and foremost, we want to give honor to the creator of the universe. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. And as a descendant of the greatest people who we call BADOS, that is Black American Descendant of Slaves. Some may say Black African Descendant of Slaves. Others say American Descendant of Slaves. We, as the descendant generation lineage of them, we give honor to our ancestors. And you want to know what my motto is? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Stay tuned for this broadcast. Hey, how's y'all doing? That's right, the Whiteologist is back. Mr. Blows Your Mind, coming with another show. Today's day being July the 3rd, 2019. First and foremost, I want to say what's good to the fam in the house that should be watching the tape show. How y'all doing? How y'all like that last show? People did respond. But again, it's been quarantined off. You know, I'm kind of contagious over here, right? You don't want to catch what I got because they say that it would not be good for other people. So they really got it quarantined off, while other people just decided, well, you took the hiatus. I'm going on and find some other things to do. Well, that's fine. But so those who still here, subscribers was good. And those who gave me messages and so forth, and some of them, the sister in Washington, I haven't got that response back to you, but I am going to get to you. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I'll be a little bit too busy, or sometimes I got other stuff and I didn't see it. So I want to apologize if I didn't get back in time to you. Now, everybody else was good. Passerbys, if you should happen to just went down the wrong way, going down that dead end, and they made that wrong turn, if somehow stumbled over this channel, welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. We always got a grand opening over here. You can go down the aisle, find some things that you might like. If you happen to find something you don't like, don't run away. Let me send my supervisor out there, talk to you a little bit, let you understand that maybe you might think we're against everybody that may not be of my skin or my kin, but you may come to find out that everything that we're talking about over here has relevancies and has a theme. And then again, we will correlate it, and then we also let you understand that in this game that we call race, everybody has their place, and there is those of just distinctions, but it don't mean we hate you. You understand? So welcome anyway. Hopefully you stay, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Now, let's get into the show. All right, so, man, like I said, man, where am I at right now? Let's see. That was on the 12th. So I'm closing in almost on 30 days from the 90 days, right? It's a long drag, ain't it, right? I think it was June 12th when they did it. So it won't be the 12th of July until maybe the 11th of July, right? Well, it'll be 30 days because it's 31 days in the month, right? So I'll be 11. So, I'm closing on 30 days, and I got 60 days more to be until I go back live, right? For those who might know that. So, okay, check this story out here again. Like I said, I'm going to say it like this. When we out and about and when you got little ones, right, your mind is always kind of focused on, you want to make sure that, like, if you going somewhere in the public, in a public venue, where there's a possibility, like, going to some place that has a large crowd of people, you got a little one. Again, let's say they're somewhere between, I could say 6 and down, right? Even a 6-year-old, right? So that's about 6 years old down, right, where they could walk, right? And so you got to be very mindful, because you got to be the ears. You got more, supposedly, right? You're supposed to have more cognitive skills than a 6-year-old or something going down, right? And they learn it, trial and error. It can happen. It can happen to the best of us, but, I think as, especially black Americans in this country, we're very aware about certain things. Some people may see it and don't believe that, but, we're going to see something that, again, in that segment that people talk about as to saying how they really feel about us. But in this case here, this story here that I'm about to show you right here, I'm going to start off with this, and then I'll get back to it, and we'll talk about it. Let me show you, talk about it no more. And let's see what's going on here, because, see, this thing be doing some business sometimes. See, like, now, look at that. What's all that? See? What's that? There we go. All right, let's do it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News.
All right, we're back. So, you seen that there, right? A little boy walking with his mama. Mama kind of got lax a days ago about her awareness and just like, go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead, get on the train. Not knowing that there's a little, he not too big. And just enough, right? Johnny just know to walk. He ain't gauging the hole between the platform and the train. He just, getting on the train. And all of a sudden, he did a magic pill. Back in those, remember the floor drop? That's what he was, the floor drop. Boom! Johnny was gone. And lucky everybody paying attention because, mama could have thought he got on the train, didn't recognize he fell. If this man, we don't want to, we don't want to say that, but we're just saying, right? That's why you have to be mindful with your children, right? Accidents happen, man. Don't get it twisted now. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Well, learn how to open that, that door and sneak up out there and go on. That happens. So it's not like we could just say that, it don't happen to all persuasion of people. But again, sometimes you do some public service announcements. Again, always a little moment of a reminder that how when we got our children, holidays coming up. And again, as I was saying, when you're in a place that's got a lot of people. And I remember one time, went to Florida, Kissing Me Florida, and had a little one. This one had the baby boy with it. And got all up into this little game he was playing. And just kind of just let him go and then turn around, it was so crowded in there. And where the boy at? He was right here, but, now, want to start crying. Yelling the boy name out. Hey! Lucky the boy didn't get too far away that was able to get him. You understand? Because that can turn tragic. You got some people, again, you got predators out here, and you never know, right? That happened, and then you never say, and then you'll never recover. Because you see how in the video, how the mother was sitting there consoling. Yeah, the little one was scared as hell. He didn't know what to really happen. He know he fell, and hope he didn't get too hurt or whatever. But that mama knew just in that second, that could have been it. There could have been no, as Laura Ingraham say, no do-over, right? You got a second chance. And so, because you got that second chance, you better hold on tight. You better be very mindful because you may not ever get a second chance. So that's just for those who might, just happen to say, be thinking again, because holiday coming up. We got to be mindful because things going to happen, and we don't want to be doing stories and be like, Mr. Blurman has said that. To be human is the air, as they say, right? So it could happen. All right. Anyway, so we go with that, right? It happens, right? All right. So let's go on here and get on to the next part of the story here. Well, again, this story here has got something to do with the simple fact. Let's put it like this. All right. Let me go and pull it up. So, you know, everybody remember old Colin Kaepernick, right? Remember Colin Kaepernick? Colin Kaepernick took the knee, you know what I'm saying, brought a lot of awareness and attention about things, and, you know, people were just like, you know, they didn't, especially people of other persuasions really didn't like what Colin Kaepernick did. They say, you're bringing attention. I'm not here to worry about niggers' problems. I'm here to enjoy, to watch niggers bust their ass up and make excitement and give me something to do in my boring ass life, right? And so because he brought that attention, ended up somehow, dude, they done got to the Super Bowl, somehow can't even find a team, and there was a lot of bums in the league at quarterback. So it wasn't like he couldn't replace a lot of them, even with his credentials, right? So find out, well, he colluded. Well, again, he gonna have the proceedings, but he can't disclose it, but he did get paid out. So we know he won the case, but he can't talk about it. So Nike decided to say, well, this is a good thing because we could use him because, again, as we're going to look at this story here about how what he said, because, again, some people are kind of confused, right? Some people kind of looking at this situation saying, I'm not understanding what's racial about this. You know, it's just a flag and, you know, well, let's just play out, and then I'll come back and then I'll give you my take on what I think, right? So check this out. We should be right back. Check this out. I got some stuff. This, not everything just seems to be going in this. Want to do it the way it want to do. Right? What's all this about? What's all this about? All right. So let's try to get it. Let's get it.
Nike is defending its controversial decision to pull a special edition 4th of July sneaker featuring the first American flag. The Air Max 1 sneaker depicted a Revolutionary Era flag on the sneaker's heel. Nike's endorser, former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, reportedly objected to it, partly because of its association with slavery. CTM national correspondent Jerika Duncan is here. And Jerika, a lot of people talking about this. What is Nike saying?
Well, Nike is, saying that they're proud of their American heritage, but that didn't stop the company from heeding Kaepernick's reported concerns. The Wall Street Journal first reported that Colin Kaepernick felt the use of the so-called Betsy Ross flag was offensive. Nike says it halted distribution of the shoe over, quote, concerns that it could unintentionally offend and detract from the nation's patriotic holiday. Some Republican lawmakers are now weighing in on the controversy. Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said he disagrees with Nike's decision. And Arizona's governor ordered the withdrawal of financial incentives that the state was providing for Nike to build a factory outside Phoenix, which, get this, would have provided more than 500 jobs. As for Kaepernick, his partnership with Nike last year sparked both backlash and praise. That's because he's widely recognized for kneeling during the national anthem to protest racial inequality when he was in the NFL. But so far, Nike's relationship with Kaepernick hasn't appeared to hurt the company. Its revenue grew by 7% this year to more than $39 billion.
Yeah, racial inequality is a problem in this country, and I actually understand why Colin Kaepernick stands up and talks about it and speaks out against it. When I look at the flag controversy, I would understand if it was a Confederate flag. I'm not so sure I understand this particular one.
Yeah, I don't know that most people see that and think about
and associate it with slavery
as a symbol.
Yeah,
I was watching TV last night and I heard arguments on both sides, but there are so many other things, to be quite honestly, in this country that we probably should be really concerned about.
All right, Jerika, thank you.
Jerika, thank you.
All right, so you've seen the video right there, right? So let me go ahead and give you the visual of what we're talking about there. Right? Let me go ahead and show you that, right? So you see that there, right? You see that. See those Nikes? I think those are Air Maxes, right? And they got the back of there. You see there has the stars and stripes is what they call it, right? With the 13 white stars around it with a blue background on it, right? So everybody said, what's the big hustle and bustle? Just some shoes. It looks like you're being unpatriotic. And what the hell does Colin Kaepernick knows? You know what I'm saying? What does he really know? And why would Nike even listen to him? Well, Arizona Governor Ducey, he was one, he said he going to pull the Nike plant. The incentives over to report, right? You know, they were going to get some incentives so that, again, they were going to put this corporation in there, this facility to, you know, distribute and make these Nikes. They were going to produce about 500 jobs, right? But old Colin Kaepernick, keeping his nose to the grind, trying to stay what he said he about, say, hey, wait a minute. You know, that there may not be a good idea, Nike. You know what I'm saying? That is kind of associated with racism, which is slavery. Now, again, you heard Gail said she couldn't understand what she said. Well, if it was a Confederate flag, maybe I would be different. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Slow your roll, Gail. See, sometimes people be talking, and then again, if this ain't your lane, just say, I don't understand why. You kind of said it, but you said if it was a Confederate. But obviously there was something before the Confederacy flag, right? You got to take it back to its origins. See, again, a lot of us as Black Americans, again, you know, when we was in school, we didn't want to hear all that shit. Everything was white, 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 white. And you can get bored not seeing yourself, right? It's kind of like a lot of people who watch a lot of this damn TV. I don't understand how you watch so much of it when you don't even see yourself. You have nothing. It's kind of like even when the kids are sitting here and watching these cartoons, but they don't see themselves. They might see a little girl. Now, say, imagine a little boy watching, but he don't never see a little boy like himself. So that's why kind of about Bill Cosby, Little Bill, Fat Albert, and all that. That was kind of like, again, allow you to have some imagery of something that you could relate to. But when you don't see yourself, you start getting bored with it. So again, a lot of our people, again, BADOS, ADOS, are not really into the historical aspect, not other than just a part of our own, but you also got to see the other side of this, right? And here's where the lesson is going to come in at. So someone said, well, you got a problem with the damn flag, you're unpatriotic, you hate this country, take your ass back to Africa. You know, that's what they thinking. When you don't like it, you don't like it. Well, but we got to still tell the truth about what it is, right? So let's look at some things here, right? You have to ask yourself, if there was nothing there, could Colin Kaepernick say what he said and then they would have just cut the whole project? I think they were going to run about $140. Think about $140. You know that shoe was going to sell with white folks, right? Oh, you know they finna buy that shoe. I don't know how many blacks other than these, other type of ones, they going to buy it. So they were going to make a nice bit penny of money, right? But I'm going to show you why they listen to Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick has become the golden calf since what he done pulled, right? If you kind of heard that in the video, right? So again, Gail said, I don't think people associate with the symbol with slavery. Well, a lot of people won't associate that symbol with slavery for the simple fact that they don't know. So again, let's look at it, right? And then you heard the other one. I don't know what her name is. She said, well, there's so many things we could be doing. Why we look? Again, you start off small and you go big. When you try to move too big with them, they say, you're moving too fast. Progress is slow. So then you pick your chips where you can get them at, right? And see, this here, a lot of them going to be angry. A lot of this is going to stoke up the flame of how they felt about Colin Kaepernick. And well, you can see how the governor of Alabama is feeling, right? Look at him. Now, let's look at some of this stuff before I get into this whole thing. Now, isn't it kind of funny that Arizona. I say Alabama. I'm sorry, y'all. Arizona have the mitigated gall to act as if like they appalled, like there's nothing about the history of Arizona that's not offensive to black people. What are you talking about, Mr. Blows Your Mind? Well, let me give you this. You know, when everybody else was finally, they gave the commemoration for a national state holiday. Matter of fact, you can get paid on it. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday, right? Oh, you know, Arizona is that state that held out. Oh, when it was John McCain was there. He was going there. John McCain was there when they were holding it out, right? Not until the Cardinals got to the Super Bowl. And remember, they switched that from going to their stadium and took it out to Los Angeles, right? And they changed it and implemented in 90, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was 93 is when they finally go on here and started to say, you know, we're going to accept the Martin Luther King. Now, originally, they went back like in 91. Now, remember this, I think that had been back in the 80s. Was it because Reagan, right? So anyway, it had implemented. Somebody else had tried to, again, give a mass. They tried to do what they call announcement, right? Like an emancipation. They tried to announce it, but they said this person here didn't have the right, so they relinquished it. And then only because of that football damn game that they asked to say, oh, we're going to accept Martin Luther King holiday, right? So this is Arizona, right? And you hear, as they were saying, and wait a minute, Nike has apparently decided that Betsy Ross is unworthy. See, now, listen how they talking. Betsy Ross. See, they want to try to say, oh, Betsy Ross. Every kid knows about Betsy Ross. Yeah, you know about Betsy Ross, but you don't know about Betsy Ross in the way that they trying to make it appear. Betsy Ross ain't got, I'm going to say it like this, Betsy Ross ain't got nothing to do with that damn flag. That's mythology. She didn't make that flag. They don't know who made that flag. Me as being a black American, BADOS or ADOS or how you want to call it, I believe one of my people probably made that damn flag, because you can do all the research you want. And they seem to have amnesia as we don't know originally who made that flag. So I have to say, well, somebody made it, but it can't be nobody that they know, so it probably was one of our damn ancestors. You get what I'm saying? Probably we made the damn flag, right? So you see that they say, well, y'all bow to the current onslaught of political correctness and historical revisionism. You gonna listen to this guy? That they don't know nothing about the history. This is our country. We built this on the back. See, again, as I said the other show, don't give a shit about how you feel. It's all about me, 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 me. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about, right? So they say, well, it's shameful that you retreat, huh? No surrender, no retreat, huh? Well, if Central Park 5 didn't do it, Donald Trump, are you going to pull up? I ain't pulling up. They said they did it. I don't give a care about that being around. They said they did it, and I'm going to stick to that. So that speaks a lot about the individuals, right, and how they looking at shit, right? So they said American businesses should be proud of our country and our history and not abandon it. See, you're talking about American business. Well, the American business, when they deal with we as BADOS, ADOS, the historical of the foundation of this land, we being the tools of these corporations to build the business that you say to be proud of. We are the footstools. We are the shoes that allow you to have the comfort and luxury and opulence of life. And if we deem that what you do seems to be at this period day and time, it's not being revisionist, it's about correcting a wrong. And so we decided to say, hey, that's not right. But you ain't trying to hear that. You gonna do it the way you want. Fuck what y'all talking about, right? Yeah, we don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about, right? So it goes on, and they talk about things like, you know, they ordered the Arizona Commerce Authority to withdraw all financial incentive dollars under their discretion that the state was providing for the company to locate there. Arizona economy is doing fine without Nike. We don't need to suck up to company that constantly denigrates our nation's history. Huh? Now, you have your right to be angry that, again, you thought you was going to get this company, was going to be able to provide some jobs for your people. Primarily, that 500, y'all go get 490 jobs and everybody's going to divide the rest with the 10. You understand? So, yeah, there's a lot of white folks in Arizona who are upset about this not happening, right? And so they saying, we don't need you. We'll do fine without you. You know, somebody's a little pissed off, right? But the thing he said is a suck-up company that's constantly denigrates our nation's history. You saying that they're denigrating the history because they're going along again about suggesting that, again, when you look at who their numbers and who really is the money of Nike, that's a gamble. Is that good business? To go ahead and buy when majority all the brands and the shoes that they sell come from the people, as I said, out of shoes, the tools that made these corporations what they is. Nike would have been dead if it wasn't for a man named Michael Jordan. Everybody kind of forgot that. That motherfucker was selling shit out of his goddamn trunk. He ain't doing no Master P shit. You understand? He wasn't doing no Maris. Well, probably the brother name, I can't say it, but you know who I'm talking about, right? The brother that got killed in California, right? Nipsey Hussle, right? He was doing that shit because they was going belly up. Then a man named Michael Jeffrey Jordan came, turned out the damn league, put on them red, black, and whites, and revolutionized and brought you from the dead to where you still to this day stand. You may talk about Nike mythology of the victory of goddess. Shit, that symbol with the brother that's holding the ball flying through the air ain't no symbol more cultured than all that shit y'all talk about. Jordan revitalized the whole industry that make you do what you do. Everybody who came after that, who you commercialize and use Jordan's brand with their name, make you feel Nike. All that money ain't no damn where he was finna go against that shit, y'all. See, we got a lot of power that y'all people don't think we got. Right? So, okay, so it goes on, said Nike was planning to build a massive manufacturing plant in Goodyear. Now check this out. Goodyear, Firestone. How the hell they get all that goddamn rubber? Y'all know about the history about, you know, what happened in the Congo and how they were selling Firestone, all these acreage for basically pennies on a dollar, right? And this is what revolutionary, because they said, well, that's Firestone. That's not, well, Goodyear, Firestone is kind of like the same thing as when you think Burger King and McDonald's, like they two different franchises. How you know they ain't the same damn people from the beginning? They make two to look like it's competition to give you a choice, but really it's a Hobson choice, and a Hobson choice is no choice at all. You think you're choosing some shit, but you really ain't got no choice. You get what I'm saying? And so, you know, Goodyear is in that. So you got Arizona, who, again, got this issue with black people, want to commemorate and give no honor to Martin Luther King, regardless of how you feel and so forth. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. So Goodyear and Firestone, right? And again, the history about how they did it, and a lot of family from the continent lost limbs, you know what I'm saying, worked them to death, and here they is getting all the benefit of it, and still to this day are beneficiaries of all that atrocity that happened in history, right? So it's a Goodyear, got a history. Arizona got a history. Nike, no, I don't want no part of that. Because it's not good for their business for the simple fact. Why? Niggas is they bread and butter. Why would they try to go against that? So here was Goodyear decided to agree to give, they was going to waive, we'll say about nearly $1 million in the plan to review and permit fees to bring the plan into the city. So they was going to do is take care of some, just make you walk in, set up, don't worry about none of the fees. We going to do all this, see? Because why? Nike need rubber for their shoes. Who you going to get it from? The rubber company, Goodyear or Firestone. You know what I'm saying? So that was going to be a good incentive and good business for them, right? So, and then we also see that the city of Arizona was going to reimburse Nike $1 million for jobs that the company was set on creating. They was paying them to come there. Huh? They was paying. We're going to waive all your fees. Don't worry about it. We got to do all that. We're going to take care of this. And the city is going to give you $1 million because of shit, the money you finna bring, and they're going to generate, that's going to make us look good. But Colin Kaepernick came and said, well, hey, Nike, you know, that symbol could be offensive. It's connecting the slavery era. So they sat and they thought about it. Nike has chosen not to release the Air Max ones. They call them Quick Strike 4th of July, as it's featuring the old Virgin American flag. Now, we're going to get to that flag, right? Let's get to that flag. Because see, everybody says, well, I still don't see what you're talking about with the flag. Well, let's see this, right? So on the back of there, as you see, you got 13 stars representing the 13 colonies. Isn't that 13 colonies where it all began with us? The 13 colonies. And Virginia, the first state, and so forth, and all the way Delaware, to all them, huh? How you think you built them states up? On what labor did y'all use to build that up on? And that is the origin of the beginning of the history when it starts with us, does it not? So that symbol in itself may seem insignificant, like it don't correlate to nothing. But if you really look at it for what it is, that's what it does represent, the 13 colonies. And 13 of the colonies are, in our eyes, has a bad taste in our mouth. Especially when it's 1619 going on 2019 and it's a 400-year anniversary, reparations on the table, but nobody want to talk about reparations. So we just supposed to act like everything is, good and let everything keep sliding. Ain't happening, Captain. It's just not happening. So let's look at that flag, right? Let's look at this, right? Because see, it's kind of funny how, again, certain people will say, and, they got their own way of how they want to take it, right? So let's go back and let me show again the statement that Nike has said. Again, said Nike made the decision to halt the distribution of the Air Max 1s, Quick Strike 4th of July, based on concerns that it could, I underline, unintentionally offend and distract from the nation's patriotic holiday. And unintentionally offend, meaning that's for black folks. You may unintentionally strike a nerve in black folks, and our business, the bulk of our economics that we gain comes from black people. So it's not a good business deal for us to go bypass that to do a holiday that may end up bankrupting the whole goddamn company. But the white man, I don't give him no shit. Right? It's not. See? No compassion. I remember when it's your turn, the same way, again, no do-overs, right? There's no do-overs. You had the opportunity. Nike had this opportunity. And you know what Nike said? I'll pass. You'll be mad at me, but I'm still being business. I'm still going to make this money. Yeah, 500 people didn't get the job, but my company ain't going nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? I know where the butter for my bread come from. You get what I'm saying? So isn't it? I always surprised that Mitch McConnell would be like, he don't see nothing. I don't see anything. Of course, you the one that's about earlier last week talked about how you won't understand how we today, and what correlation of slavery then and we are now, and we don't understand why we should be paying. Why would we think anything different if you coming out of your mouth? Why would we think that you would say something positive in light of what you had already said? Because you can't see. You stuck in the muck and mire of what you think you know. But again, like I keep telling, there ain't going to be no do-overs. But y'all keep going to do what you're going to do, right? Right? So let me show you how the governor there, how he looked, right? That governor of Arizona, right? This him, right? You know, look how he looking and shit, right? He upset. You know, they were looking there was a lot of kickbacks. There was a lot of stuff. Again, with them jobs, some people going to, grease people's palms. There's going to be a lot of money being made, right? They say a lot of that money they thought they was going to make didn't get now. So they upset. Well, you're a coward, Nike. We wouldn't bow down. This is our nation's history, and we're proud of that. You could be proud of that. But that don't necessarily make that so a good thing when, again, you have a people who've been the victims of that history. And when they say something, you won't even put it in consideration that maybe it may not be good. You don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Okay, then. But Nike showed you who Nike down with. And the reason why they did that is because did you heard in the video where it said that Nike company grew 7% when Colin Kaepernick, after that whole incident with the kneeling down and the whole collusion trial, and then remember Nike brought him in, well, Nike stocks went up 7%. And then that 7% generated how much? $39 billion. $39 billion. Oh, nigga bringing you $39 billion. Company go up 7%. If he say something, oh, you ain't finna listen? Oh, they listen to him. That's why they did what they did, right? So let's get to this flag now. All right, let's go ahead and get to this flag. All right, let's go and get up to the flag, because, all right, go back to this here. We're going to go back. So you seen that, the flag on the shoe, right? Now, let me tell you some stuff, right? Now, again, according to history, if you do some research, you're going to find out that they try to attribute it that the design that you see on that particular shoe there, right? Which I think I can give you. Let's see if I can give you a real look at the flag that they talking about. I can't do that one now. Okay, so that flag that they try to claim, that this flag that represent that flag that you see, it never did exist at the time that they're talking. It never flew on a Marine ship. It was never in the American Revolutionary. That's a myth. And to say that Betsy Ross created it, they know it's a myth. They know it's a myth. The only thing that they know that around June 14, 1777, I think it was the Marine Committee of the Second Congress in Philadelphia had adopted what they would call the 13 stars in blue, right? I think they're the star, right? That's what the 13 white stars in the blue with the background. And they had called it at that time the new constellation, right? This was representing this new constellation. But there's still... It did not exist. No original flag law. So it didn't have, again, people saying that something happened, but they can't find any evidence to back up that this supposed to have happened when they say it did. Okay? They know the resolution wasn't published until about September the 2nd, 1777. Right? Now, accordingly, they say that Washington didn't get the flag until about 1783, after the Revolutionary War was over. And still there was no proof that the Stars and Stripes was even the flag that they even talking about. They can't even prove that. They can't prove it. But they can say that the flag that did represent, that if you're going to take Washington of that time and you're going to say what he said, well, let me show you the flag. See that flag right there? That flag is called the Great Union Flag. Okay? It was on January 1st, 1776, the Continental Army came into existence. And this is the flag that they had. Coming out of Somerville, Massachusetts. It was said that Washington had wrote that we hoist this flag that you see in compliment to the United Colonies. So where's this flag they talking about it yet? Where this flag at? And like I say, I say, where they at though? Where they at though, right? So there's always been the controversial about it. Matter of fact, the flag that you see right there, there was a controversial as to what they saying, because there's another flag called the Eastern Pennsylvania. Let me show you what that looks like, right? There's a Eastern Pennsylvania flag, right? All right. Now, this is the other flag that they're talking about at the time. Now, they said this flag here, right? This flag, right? This is said to be the first flag, the first stars and stripes displayed July 8th, 1776. That flag right there, right? See? That's the flag they talking about right there. Now, that's 1776. Now, again, they got another part in history that will say that, they talking about, I think they talking about the Sons of Liberty, and they talking about how they had 13 with a rattlesnake, right? They were talking about the Sons of Liberty had another one, 13, the stripes, and white and red, but they had stars, but they had a rattlesnake in it. It's not the same one that you see on that shoe, right? Now they say a dude named Francis Hopkinson designed a naval flag in 1781. He went to Congress to ask for reimbursement, but they denied him, so they wouldn't pay him, right? So they didn't want to pay him for it, right? Now, again, there was a writer named Dumas Malone who wrote, this talented man, talking about Francis Hopkinson, designed the American flag. That's the flag you seeing. That flag right there, right? Okay? So now the legend becomes about Betsy Ross, right? Betsy Ross didn't make no flag. Betsy Ross had did some things for, again, George Washington, did some decorative design. Matter of fact, I think they said that she was making ship colors. They said that's what she actually got paid for. She got paid for making ship colors, not to do with no damn flag. Matter of fact, Encyclopedia in 1954 had said that a grandson of Miss Betsy Ross told this legend about what you say today. No one knows where that flag came from. So what are we to assume where that flag came from? Huh? Where are we to assume? Kind of like a lot of things we're talking about that patent and all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? You know how they talking about? We made a lot of inventions, but didn't get the credit for it. Well, maybe we made that flag. Because they can't give no receipts. No receipts, no historical experts will even validate that Betsy Ross made that first flag. That's the one that they trying to show you. A grandson come and they put it in a encyclopedia in 1954. Look how long ago that had happened. But yet I just showed you the flags that they did exist, the Continental, the Grand Union, but that flag didn't exist. Okay? So there you go, right? So again, the question becomes, who made the original 13 stars and stripes? And that's hidden. No one wants to say who it was. But I bet you We was, probably destroyed now, right? But we probably was the one who made it. It's kind of like saying Colonel Sanders made the recipe for making that chicken. You know how Dave Chappelle said, slaves cook that chicken, right? So that's, again, is it racist? Does it has a historical, when you put that in there? Yes, it does, talking about the 13 colonies. Why aren't you doing about that? Okay, you got the Grand Union, right? You have the other flag, but you're stuck on this. These subliminal messages that you keep sending. You're speaking to each other in these, again, what we learned the other day about stenographers, about code switching, right? So maybe that's what this is, right? And so Colin Kaepernick caught it. And it's ruffled a lot of people's feathers, and it's going to always continue to ruffle the feathers because, again, truth don't need no partner. So we're going to move on, right? So that's what it is. Gave you a little bit of history of that with that here to that flag. You know what I'm saying? People always say, because, again, a lot of people patriotic, but they really don't know all the extensiveness of the history, especially when there are people, white people come in here. But, again, let them come in and write and tell me, show me the receipts that says Betsy Ross did it. Because there is none. That is just a myth story that they stuck to. Because, matter of fact, I think her uncle was cool with George Washington. And because of that, because that's how she got to be this interior, again, she, got paid for designing colors of ship. But they can't say she sold the flag. There ain't no proof of that. So they try to use, well, it's Betsy Ross. They try to use a woman and make it, that's why I can't see the racism in it. But again, when you go through a sift through, it doesn't tie to nothing. So what is it tied to? And what is it really representing? Probably more like what we're talking about, or what I'm talking about. So we're going to move on, right? So what else I got for you, right? You know, we got to keep doing that, right? It is what it is, right? Can't be mad, y'all. It's just the day it is. You ain't going to be able to hide all that no more. We know, we seeing, we're looking now. At one time, we didn't know. But now we can see. You know, some of us been reading in books anyway, so it's not so much all about Google. Because, see, the stuff that I just told you, you can't get that on Google. Now, those names I gave you, if you look at those names, right, like you said, if you look up, like, what was it, George Francis Hopkinson, you might find the history and find out about him and what it says. If you go look up that the Great Union flag, you might find out some history about that. You find out that, again, that the Marine Committee of the Second Congress in Philadelphia and what they adopted, and then you again get to see what you know what I'm saying? You'll get to see, but you ain't going to find that. So when did this come into existence? And then they try to make it have a antiquated, part of history to give validation that it's been in the country a long time, which it hasn't. And again, you can't even give credit to who actually originally designed it, which tells me y'all didn't do it. It's kind of like saying, well, aliens built Egypt. Won't never say the black man built it. The aliens did it. And we probably believe the aliens before we say a black man. Well, mysteriously, flag appeared, but nobody know who the hell made it. So I have to say, we made the flag. Moving on. So, you know how it goes. Same old song, same old suit just reheated. Another day, right? And so this story here, right? Let's do it like this. This story here, let me play it for you. And again, it's always some racial shit going on because that's just the fabric of the nation. So check this story out. I'll be right back.
New tonight, 5 Mobile County families claim a security guard at the Shops at Bel Air Mall engaged in racial profiling.
The families say the guard unleashed his trained dog on an unarmed teenager who they say was in handcuffs at the time. NBC 15's Andrea Ramey met with those families today and has their story. Andrea?
Okay, McGregor, there are 2 versions of what happened June 22nd. Police say a group of 5, mostly teens, were involved in a fight that mall security broke up. But family members argue the kids were just horsing around in the parking lot when security became unnecessarily aggressive. Cell phone video captures the takedown of 16-year-old Cameron Robinson. It's after this, when he's in handcuffs, his attorneys argue, that a mall security guard unleashes his canine unit. This picture shows the injury to Robinson's arm.
And just came aggressive. I was scared. Didn't know what to do.
It was scary because they couldn't control the dog.
The canine unit in question is the latest addition to mall security after a string of high-profile incidents, including shootings and fights. This cell phone video shows mall security guard Justin Kessler with his canine Cosmo intervening in a fight last year.
He's not a police officer, and that's the problem. Don't act like a police officer. Leave that up to the Mobile trained police department.
Mobile Police says it responded to the mall the day in question to assist mall security in breaking up a fight. All 5 involved will face charges. Police say Robinson was resisting arrest and was later found to have marijuana in his pocket.
It just breaks my heart.
But Robinson's family says the charges are trumped up and they plan to sue, seeking $25 million in damages and the immediate end of canine security at the shops at Bel Air.
If they felt like they needed a dog on site, then they need more police presence on site and someone who's capable and qualified to handle the dog, not this guy.
Now, the mall referred us to Mobile Police for comment today. The police department, just within the last hour, says there is currently a use of force investigation and a review of the mall's policy. According to the Alabama Security Regulatory Board, Kessler is licensed to be an armed security guard and does not have any complaints or disciplinary actions pending against him. There also appears to be little oversight when it comes to canine officers. Both the Security Board and Peace Officers Commission telling me today they don't regulate that. Greg?
All right, so we see Mobile, Alabama. You know how it is. In summertime, people try to show the places where they can kind of fraternize. You know, brothers, young brothers want to, go to the mall. Maybe they can see something, buy some things, see some ladies. You know what I'm saying? And so, sometimes you go in a little group. You play fighting and shit like that. Is it the proper place for that to be done? No, but again, when you're young, dumb, that's what you do, right? You learn through trial and error. That's kind of the rites of passage of just being a young man, developing and going into an adult, right? You got to go through trials and error. Some things, again, they say, don't kill you, make you stronger, right? So in this case, we see that some young brothers, again, you see how in the video they try to mix it. They try to show you a situation that had happened before and show them fighting, but that wasn't them. But they talking about something else, and then yet you talking about this. See, they try to confuse you, again, trying to make you sympathetic to what took place. So again, like I say, if they ain't getting you cared by 6, it's check time. Just remember this in your head. They ain't passing out a lot of checks these days. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of checks to be get because, again, there's a lot of this shit just doing because motherfuckers don't know how to control themselves. They just see opportunities, and then they doing the fuck they want, and then they come to find out they done broke all kind of rules, law, policies, and everything. That's a check. That's a quick, you know what I'm saying? So here it was, again, 5 young brothers hanging out at the mall, doing a little rough house playing, ain't no real fight. But again, because of the situation of white folks seeing us and not knowing us, again, everything, your thing is remote from watching, you sitting around watching videos and movies. And, the one black friend that you got, you know what I'm saying? Again, like I said the last show, right? I don't know how somebody's so comfortable when there's all of them. I can't understand that. But anyway, if that's how you're supposed to get your blackness to learn from, I don't think that's going to work, right? And so you see us in a heightened situation, it could be all play. But because of your scaredness, and I'm trying to figure out why the fuck the security guy motherfuckers got dogs any goddamn way. Fuck you got dogs for? I mean, motherfuckers got jobs that their ass ain't built for, just trying to get a check and find all the other way to do the job, and then malfeasance is happening for the simple fact that why? You releasing the dog. Now check this out. According to we didn't see too well on the video, they see the situation, jump on them, get them, put them down, got handcuffs on them. why are you releasing the dogs on them? You understand? What was the purpose of releasing the dog on him? Then when you come back in the store, say, oh, we finally had marijuana. Well, shit, he's a teenager. You damn near done legalizing shit all over the goddamn country, so quit talking about that shit. If you ain't found no weight, pounds, why even mention it? Oh, because you don't have the prescription that we getting our taxes out of it, so it's still going to be illegal if we catch you with a little bit of smoking, and that's going to give credibility with the shit we done did to you. That's what they saying. You understand? And so there's no justification. Once a motherfucker handcuffed, it's done. You know the old big commercial, the day is done, going home to the king of bit. The day is done, goddammit. You understand? It's over with. Ain't no need that. So you again got scratched. You had an itch. You want to scratch. I want to know what it feel like when I'm watching them. You know, all right, put it this way. You know how sometimes we watch something that men could be watching sports. You know, motherfucking fighting. Women, you could be watching some kind of, you know, I don't know, soap opera or some nigga you like that you wish you could have. And you all into it, and you excited about that. Could some people be watching old ass movies, watching motherfuckers getting holes and dogs sicked on them and shit, and just nutting all over their damn self, and then here it is, I got a dog. I want to know what it feels like to sick a dog on a nigger. Huh? Boy, arm all ate up. You seen how he was looking, right? You seen the boy. Let me go and show with the boy. Look at the boy. He looked dejected, didn't he? Look at the young brother. Look dejected, right? But see, that's the thing. They see, you know, our hairstyle. They can't do that. Everything we do is negative, is bad. Love the shit out of you. Can go to the goddamn stadium. See a nigga dunk a ball. You like see a nigga run a touchdown, tackle a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But regular niggas, y'all got a problem with them. But these are the same ones. This is where they come from. But no, they're not black like this black. This is different. This the one that, you know, again, when I watch those old movies, this is the ones they remind me of. The ones I would like to be like Bull Connor them and going down and taking a damn billy club and just clubbing the shit out and not have to worry about shit. Right? Well, oh no. Check day. Huh? Oh, they passing out checks now. When you do that, suck it up. And then go down there. You see what they say? $25 million. $25 million to make us feel somewhat better. Right? And we'll negotiate from that point. But see, you got something on the table. Because there's no justification in that. You came with other shit to try to, again, like I say, throw enough shit in the wind to see what stick. Because the shit that you had wasn't sufficient enough. So we had to find marijuana. We got to say for disorderly. We got to do all this other shit. But sicking a damn dog could have just been, if it was white kids in there running around doing that, I don't think you'd have did that shit. We know you wouldn't have did that shit. So that's what you do, right? So again, this story probably will be continued. We'll hear some more about it later down the line, just like some of the other stuff that I got here behind. You know, some of the other stories, right? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play this one. You remember this one I talked about the other day. Remember the brother that, let me see if we'll do it this way first. Let me do it this way. Hold on. All right, do it that way. Okay, so you remember the brother, right, that was at the hospital. Had on the gown, had the IV. Remember they talking about, hey, he's stealing the damn IV. He's going to sell it on fucking eBay. Remember that? Something else came out today. I'm going to show y'all this and then be right back. Check this out.
Freeport police hire an outside investigator after a man claims he was racially profiled by officers. Last month, Shaquille Dukes was arrested while walking with an IV drip outside Freeport Memorial Hospital. He was at the hospital receiving treatment for asthma and pneumonia. Duke says his doctor recommended he take a walk outside. He claims a security guard stopped him and accused him of stealing hospital equipment to sell on eBay. Duke's boyfriend recorded the incident on his cell phone. The video was viewed more than 130,000 times on Facebook. Dukes filed a complaint alleging, quote, unfair and unbiased conduct by responding officers.
Had he simply even attempted to verify or send someone inside to double check our story, we wouldn't be here. But that wasn't the case. I truly feel that because of how we looked, the situation spiraled into something other than what it needed to be.
Freeport police have not responded amid the ongoing investigation.
All right, so Shaquille Dukes, right? Remember I did this the other show, right? Now you got to hear him in his own words. It wasn't just the simple fact that I did the article, right? So, hey, you hear the brother again, but then did you hear him slide that in there? And he said his boyfriend recorded the situation. Then they showed you there, you see my man there. I ain't tripping on that. That's their situation again. What motherfucker doing in his bedroom ain't none of my business. That's why I say I don't understand why a motherfucker get a pride parade when there ain't no heterosexual parade. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of us would like a heterosexual parade, especially, there'd be a good place every year to go, you know what I'm saying, and fraternize and maybe try to pick you somebody up from them lonely days nights you've been having, right? So, here it is again. My man was in hospitalization, double pneumonia, had asthma. And what's up with these security guards feeling like their ass has been deputized to be cops? These motherfuckers can't make it. They can't pass the motherfucking written test and probably can't do the physical, right? And so you got to take the second-handy job, which is security, the Barney Fife ass cop, the cop with no gun. That's why a nigga got dog, nigga got tasers and all this spray shit, right? All this shit, but he want to arrest the motherfucker. He want to be able to go home, sit down at table with his wife. How was your day, dear? That was a big ass nigger today. You know what? That was a nigger today, right? This nigger this nigga went in and stole a gown, left his real clothes, put on a gown, put a fucking IV in there, and he was gonna steal the fucking IV and go sell it on eBay. I caught his ass. Oh, dear, it's all I might get a promotion for that shit, huh? Yeah, I might fucking get a promotion. Huh? You don't sit your one bullet in the gun ass, huh? That's the conscience with these motherfuckers, security motherfuckers. If you do a security job, because I remember when the security job became that kind of job that people was doing because it was an entry job. It was the most boring ass job, sitting in the motherfucker and when shit going on. That's a cake job. You just sitting, maybe making sure shit ain't closed. You have to answer phones. Maybe you have to lock up behind motherfuckers. The whole job of that is not to have incidents. That's what you getting paid to do nothing. You reading papers, eating, watching the game. You understand? You ain't doing shit. Maybe you on the phone a little bit here and there. You understand? That's a cush ass job. You ain't trying to get confrontation with a motherfucker and all that. That's again like the brother said in the other story about the young brothers at the mall. Hey, nigga, if you need a goddamn dog and shit, they need to have some police in this motherfucker because y'all ain't got enough training for this shit that y'all doing. But these motherfuckers, again, psychological, that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of these motherfuckers got psychological problems and they ass, like, remember yesterday when I did, or the show the other day, when the motherfucker had autism, he tried to use autism as the reason why he thinking the way he doing, but shit, never motherfucker get on the social media and still call motherfucking niggas and say he hate gay people. But the autism work then, it don't work. Don't work when he doing that, but we work all of a sudden now when he get caught and shit. No, motherfucker, it is what it is. You is who you is. They is who they is. You say, you know what I'm saying? You can't make the big boy. You come to the university dying to get your call up. It ain't gonna happen. You don't got what it takes. Look at the decision that you make. It shows you don't have what it takes. Right? Remember, you ain't got what it takes. And so to even say eBay, how the fuck could you even say some shit like that? How the fuck a motherfucker gonna say he was going to sell it on eBay? What is it? Did a setup? You was doing some motherfucking, I'm gonna say some old school shit, right? He was doing some Mannix, some motherfucking Barney B. Jones. This nigga was doing some detective ass shit, right? This nigga was doing some detective shit. He set it all up. right? He like the motherfucker that Spike Lee did the movie talking about he fooled the Klan into selling to giving the ID to a black motherfucker thought he was white. So he told you on the phone, you got all this shit recorded that this motherfucker was gonna take this shit and go to eBay. You sound crazy than a motherfucker saying some stupid ass shit like that. Real talk. It just sound crazy, man. So now, guess what? Freeport don't even want it because they like, we believe this stupid ass motherfucker. Now you got them all caught up in the shit, and he about to get paid for it. Like I said, y'all, they got a lot of old round peg in the square hole ass motherfuckers in positions that shouldn't even be in these jobs. So if you should get in there, don't say nothing. Let it do what it do and get the check. Make them cut the check. Check. All right. Moving on. Now, let me show you this other situation, right? Right? Let me show you this. We talked about it already, right? Hold on. Let me show you. Remember that was in Shawnee. Remember I talked about the brother that went in and he showed, remember he had the kind of light bright woman and child. Went into the bar, white boy hanging all on, acting like his pal. Hey, here's a drink for you, guy. Come on, drink it up. And you taking it, right? And then what happens? Set you up, beam you up outside, you and your white friend. They don't beam him up to the house. They got you on life support, right? So, we seen them giving a little high five, getting the truck and drove off. Well, today they going to show you the other side of it, right? Here it goes. Let me show you. Let's be right back. Check it out. I got shit going. What the fuck going on today? I got shit just ain't going right today.
Yeah, I mean, $25,000 isn't high at all considering the amount that you'll have to pay to get out. And I mean, the judge was really, nice about it. Saying that he could make it 50.
A district court judge threatened to raise the bond for this man, 28-year-old Brandon Killian, after he asked why it was set so high. Killian and 24-year-old Devin Johnson are accused of aggravated assault and battery after this attack caught on video. Sean's cousin Denisha Moon says she was with him at Brick House Saloon the night it happened.
We were having fun and everything, and then when we got back, I just ran and got his wife. That was the first thing I thought about. Because he wasn't moving.
You can see the suspects leaving after the attack. Police say they were able to locate them shortly after arriving on scene.
They took off and officers conducted a traffic stop on the white Ford, and they were brought down for interviewing, and a detective came out and interviewed them, and they were arrested for aggravated assault and battery.
According to the police report, during the interview, officers say Killian began to punch himself in the face to redden his face for the photographs. He is still in the Pottawatomie County Jail, while Johnson was bailed out over the weekend. For Denisha, it's still hard to fight back tears when she thinks about seeing her cousin laying lifeless on the ground.
When you see the strongest person you know fall, it really hits you hard.
Officers say the situation is still under investigation. They're also investigating the possibility of this being a hate crime because you can hear the suspects yell racial slurs during that meeting.
All right, so again, they caught the two individuals that beamed up the brother going to the court, but the judge threatened them to put the bail out, he said, because not because of the incident, right? That ain't the reason why he was going to set the bail high. He was going to set the bail because he said, hey, why ain't the bail so high? That's what pissed him off. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with, the incident in itself and the man fucked up in the hospital holding on, trying to fight for life. Because it seemed to me that by him saying that means you kind of have a premeditated mind that, some motherfuckers, again, let's say in the game, right? Again, those who, the game, right? You got bail money, right? If you're going to play that game, you always make sure you got your bail money. So just in case when shit go down, you got the bail money already to get out. You already know what that is. And you already got enough for that. So maybe is that what this might be too? That must go out knowing that they can do certain shit, already know either the stint they can do, if it's going to do some time, or got Done did it so enough that they know there's how to get out of the situation where it could be either just some, probation or some for community service bullshit, right? And they got the free ass whooping and just got slapped on the hand, right? Could that be possibly some of this shit? We have to look at it like that, right? That some people might be looking at it from that perspective. And so to say that the bail too high, like he wasn't expecting it to be that high, like, well, he had enough for what he normally would have, but he had enough of the way you did it this time. So that kind of aggravated him. Not about what the fuck we did, you know what I'm saying? So, again, like I said, man, you got to be mindful about who you kicking in when you're doing shit, because again, you never know. You don't, again, in this day and age and the way people is, and again, seeing like the heighten of this, viciousness in motherfuckers due to that they mad about, when I don't understand how you mad when we the one carrying all the shit. But somehow you can reverse psychology your mind to make you think that you the fucking victim, which tells you how out of mind most motherfuckers are today. You're on the winning team. You're on the privileged side. But even they shit on you because they look at you because you ain't nothing but cannon fodder to them. Matter of fact, you the bodies like on 300 they going to put in front of while you take all the damn damage while they hide behind it and shit. And you still ain't figured out the motherfucking game. And so your whole thing is you lashing out other people who really pretty much the same as you. On difference is you have, again, the protection for the complexion, which is what, Paul Mooney say. You got the protection for the complexion, but in your case, it don't really benefit you because you don't got shit anyway. So at times when you out of pocket like that, they got to remind you, hey, motherfucker, don't forget, you know what I'm saying? That nigga almost better than you because he worth something more than you, right? So you almost fucked up something that we could be using, right? So, you know what I'm saying? But again, I guess the story is to be continued because the brother still is in intensive care, still fighting and clinging on to life. And again, it just go to show you, man, we, got to be vigilant, stay aware of what's going on out here. Can't be lackadaisical because it could be your last one. Again, there's no do-overs. So we're going to move on, right? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this here. I got this little segment here. I'm going to pull this up here, right? I'm going to call this, let's see what I'm going to call this. All right, I'm going to do this here. Let me see. This is what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to do this one here. All right, we're going to do this segment. I'm going to call this one here. I'm going to do a little intro to it first. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to do this and then come into it. Check it out. Hold on. This is a segment I call Subscriber's Choice. This was sent in by Bernard Thomas. He once sent this story in, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this story here that Bernard Thomas sent in. Okay, so let me go ahead and tell you about this story that he sent to me, right? All right, so we see that, as you see on your screen there, right, you see there's a brother and his name is Herbert Gilbert. There's actually a video that I was going to actually show of this, but the way they have it as a viewer discretion, I want them using it as a way to flag and then give me another strike and fuck the channel up. So I'm going to say, for those who might be interested, because again, I'm going to show some other stuff that they said in here, right? How this brother, back in August 15, 2017, accordingly, they said that there was drug enforcement agents, white ones, that came supposedly to a small town in Georgia, and they end up shooting this brother. Now, again, this was a drug squad, and it was one agent named John Smith, who's the one that, when you watch the video, you'll see that he's the one that ended up killing Herbert Gilbert. And so what then happened is, you see that they took this case to the grand jury. And the grand jury had concluded that the officers involved in the shooting were justified, right? And so you see that the district attorney, I think the name was Brad Sheely, he had presented the case to the grand jury, what they call the presentment, right? And there was a presiding judge named Frank Horkin Jr. that presided over it. And it was the state's attorney who brought the case said that he agreed with the decision by the grand jury. He said the grand jury found the shooting was justified under the law based on the facts of the case. Now, again, you have to go see the video to get a fuller understanding of what took place. And I'll just kind of give you a rendition of what I saw. What I saw was policemen came to the house, supposedly had a warrant for his arrest. They came in, right? They kind of just walked in. You see the older woman, she just sitting there, the kids in there, they putting their hands up. She just sitting there like, I ain't scared, you know. Go in there, go through the house. I don't know whether brother was there or not, whether he went out the back or whatnot. So all you hear of a sudden is you hear another car outside, a siren comes on. And there's a truck out there like a Ford Explorer. So you see this car got the siren on, I guess letting the others know that outside or whatever, maybe that's some little signal they do. So the one that's inside that has the camera that they showed that they're showing this video on. He runs outside and you see that the police car fronts and stops the vehicle. Now the brother must be in the vehicle. Well, he is in the vehicle. And so he puts the vehicle up nose to nose, trying to prevent him from leaving. So brother decided that he gonna try to get away. So he kind of know, he smashes up the car in front of him, get around, and he drives off. So now they're trying to pursuing him, right? He's kind of out of control, kind of go up into the ditch, into the grass. Police on foot is kind of there, start gunning through the passenger side of the window, letting them off. So, you know, you get to see brother, he in there, you know, he slumped and whatnot. And, you know, you hear the community is responding. You hear people screaming and women coming out and brothers and stuff, you know, they're saying things. And, again, it's a discretion how you look at the situation, right? It's how you look at it. I want you to see what some of the white folks were saying about that matter. Now, again, this was a drug squad attempted to serve an arrest warrant on Gilbert on the street called Magnolia. You remember, I've been talking about that Magnolia myth, right? Well, he was living on the street Magnolia, right? And they said the commander of the drug squad, I think his name was Lewis Schofield, he said they had received complaints from the Thomasville Police Department regarding their drug activity at Gilbert's address a few days prior to the incident. So Schofield, Smith, and 3 other drug agents were serving the warrant, right? That's what they say, right? So the grand jury heard the evidence that Gilbert attempted to run down the agent with the SUV and Smith fired into the oncoming vehicle. But that's not what you see. I've seen the aspect as to when they talk about him, you know, ramming the SUV, right, into the car. But I didn't see where nobody was in front of him where they were shooting at him. What you're going to see in the video is the dudes that shooting at him is on the side of the passenger side of him, firing into the car. The car ain't even in the direction going towards him. The car would be going away from them, not towards them. Just imagine in your mind's eye, somebody on your passenger side, 2 people on the side of you, got their gun, and they on the side of you. So how could you be driving to run into them? You wouldn't be. So that right there in itself is a lie just on that, and once you go and see the video. So Agent Smith says he fired 7 rounds into the windshield, But again, when you see them firing, I don't see nobody firing from the windshield. I see them from the passenger side. And they said as he was getting out of the way, out of the vehicle, he fired a final round in the passenger window as the car went by him. He lying. When you go see the video, that's not what happened. That is not what's happening there. So they say they called the emergency medical service personnel to be on the scene. Mr. Gilbert had multiple gunshot wounds. He died as a result of that, according to the presentment, right? And they said that Mr. Gilbert was found with marijuana and $883. See, again, throw enough shit to try to make something stick. If you was there for the warrant, wasn't that justified enough? What good is marijuana when you shot him dead? Ain't no need for that. Ain't no need to talk about that. That would give him the state of mind. He was out of his mind. Then why y'all legalizing this shit? Brother can't have $883 in the pocket. He had to be doing something illegal to have $800 in the pocket. Remember we talking about the other day, Shorty had the phony Amazon money in there, and they interrogating him, where you get this money from? Knowing the shit phony than a $5 or $3 bill. Can't say $2 bill no more. Gotta say $3 bill, right? So it also talks about that this GBI was handling and the aspects of the investigation, and they want to see if there was the appropriate conditions, right? And they said the 3 agents that were present were wearing body cameras, but again, like the video only seen was just one. And at that time, when this go back to 2017, they didn't present this video to the public that you're going to see it, those who go see it. You're not going to see that. They didn't even see that video. The grand jury seen the video, made its determination, only what they saw. And it hadn't been released to the public. So you had Black Lives Matter. They came out. The ones from Greater Atlanta came out of the Southeast regions. And then they had to mention that the Black Panthers took part on the marches. See, you always taking shit and throwing it, trying to make shit stick. Oh, the Black Panther was there too. See, look at that. If what you said, you got a call, mysterious call, saying drug going on over here, and you got an arrest warrant for it, based on somebody saying that, no evidence. That's what it's going. I guess after the Bill Cosby situation, right? Think about it. Hearsay is good enough to become evidence these days. Hearsay. Not that we stuck that what they say? We stuck out, right? We was out there hiding, and we surveillanced, and we seen some transactions. Now we coming. No, we just got a phone call, and was already there, gun holder, go kill. Why you think that brother running? Why every brother running from y'all? Y'all coming with tasted blood in y'all mouth. It don't justify it, but you got to understand, being in that situation, people being scared. They know their life is on the line fucking with y'all, because people know they hiding behind their jobs doing dirty shit. Right? So a brother named Chico Davis that was there, he said he witnessed the shooting, but at the time he refused to give his statements to the GBI. You know why he did that? You know why he didn't want to give his statement, because then he was going to go in there and testify. They already killed that man. We see what happened that was going on up there with the Michael Brown situation, right? They locked up my man that was with him, right? Other ones they found dead, bullet wound shot to the head. Remember just recently, not too long ago, they hung the one other brother. Remember the mama that was out there activist, find the brother, the son hanging and all, right? You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to testify again. And so that's what he said. But he said that there was 3 children were standing on the porch. It was clear view of the incident. And he said he know for a fact, that the ambulance took 37 minutes exactly to arrive to the scene. You've been multiple gunshot, and it takes the ambulance 37 minutes to get there. These better not be superficial wounds, because you're going to bleed out. right? So he goes on to say that they don't hate the cops, we just hate injustice. He's right about that. Everybody try to say that because when we start talking about police situation that we hate cops. Like I said, it's times when you be in a situation, you don't need that shit if that's the thing that's going to save you. But when motherfuckers doing shit that don't correlate to protocols and policies and doing some other shit and hide behind it, the injustice on it, of course we're going to call that shit out. You would do the same thing. So again, he said, yeah, they may be Black Lives Matter. There might be the Black Panthers out here, but they've been peaceful the whole time. And they're going to remain peaceful. They're not out here wreaking shit. They only responding to shit. But yet, when you talk about them, you have to always talk to them to try to make it seem like they the bad guys. When they only reactionary to what's being done. So we see that there were 16 members on the grand jury. They even had one juror that was outside of Thomas County, right? And then they said that the hearing had been reduced to 15 because of that one. So there was 23 jurors that must be present to take action. But they said this case had lingered on for almost a year. Why? They had to get everything right? So a civil grand jury would be the first to hear the officers involved shooting case. It's the grand jury that would issue a recommendation either to push the case to a criminal grand jury or not. We've seen that in the Michael Brown situation. Dorian Johnson is the brother name. Just came to me now. Dorian Johnson was the brother that could have been the eyewitness against his testimony about what he said, but they had to make him a liar to lock him up so that his credibility would not uphold against what that officer had said with Michael Brown. What nigga gonna just go and attack a motherfucking police officer? You gonna do it with your bare hands? Unless it leave you in a situation where you already know he attacking, you got no choice, but you're not gonna initiate shit. But you said that, and he bulked up, and all, you know what I'm saying? We got to make up all this fantasy ass shit. But you the one that got to lay down every night and sleep and see Freddy Krueger and Jason casing your ass all night and wonder why this nation is the biggest consumer of fucking drugs. When it comes to that, it's not us, y'all. It's these other folks because of the shit they know that they be doing. So here they is talking about they sympathetic to the family. Very sorry that they had to lose a lost one, right? A loved one. And that's all they're going to say, right? Now, let me show you something here. Let me show you what white folks was up in there saying. Let me show you something, man. Let me show you something here, man. Let me show you something. Let me show you some of the stuff that, this is some of the things that white people will say. They will say it. Let me show you, right? All right, let me show you this, man. I tell you, man. Funny shit, man. It's funny how they, we see things the way we see it, but they see the way they want to see it, and then they say things like this. Let me set the other ones up too, so I have to go do all this afterwards, and then do this here. A little man in there playing, in there doing shit, okay. Y'all can hear that. Hopefully not. Because we're going to say that I'm playing music on my video. All right, so let me pull this up. Check this out. All right. All right, is that it? Okay, let's go to this one. Maybe it's this one. Let me see if it's the right one. No, that's not that one. All right. It's this one. All right. So, on your screen, you might not be able to read it, but I'm going to read it. It says, I love body cameras. I don't want to hear about how good a man he was, about how he was going to marry his baby's mamas. He was about to start school. I don't want to hear any of that. One less criminal. Good riddance. Atlanta Light said that, right? See? You don't need to have the whole story. You just need to take your position, and that's all needed. You don't need to hear all those, oh, he's not good in your eyes, and yet you know nothing about him. All you know is what's been told to you, and that's sufficient for you. That's why I say, when I keep telling them, you know how they say there ain't no do-overs? Look how y'all talk. And he got 126 likes on that, right? Carl Kessler says, my baby should have raised your babies better. Maybe he still be alive. My baby should have raised your baby. Really? You think it has something to do with just a simple fact of raising? You heard them say in that story that a call came that they were selling drugs. But when they caught them, they only used the word marijuana and $883, but they never told you how much quantity the marijuana was. So you saying drug dealer, in this day, again, as marijuana is becoming more of just the natural norm and becoming where everybody can have it, when you hear marijuana, is that going to mean drug dealer? Or it's not only when black people do it's drug dealer, but when y'all get it, we got from dispensary. We're licensed. You know what I'm saying? I'm prescriptioned, right? Still a goddamn junkie, even though you get a damn prescription, right? But you're not a junkie because you don't look like the junkie that the way that they depict when it's our people, right? Said warning: this whole video is a ear rape fest, meaning this person here is saying this socially awkward, right? He's saying because, again, when the people heard all the gunshot and when they recognized who it was, people knew who it was, right? And they responded. And you hear the wailing and the screaming and you saying, oh, it's an ear rape to you. You know, the funny part, it ain't really the funny part it's the sad part. The sad part is y'all think when y'all be saying things, it only sound good to y'all. And yet, what's funny is white people know black people more honest than they are. Black people are more honest. But you're going to have your bad apples with it. But in overall, we got a lot of honest people amongst us. We can't say that for y'all. We see when situations happen and it be so obvious, you still try to throw this shit off you. You don't take responsibility for shit. But you sure to throw shit at people, right? You sure good at that. Orange says, wow, that's a really nice neighborhood. Girls screaming for so long, it's so annoying. Huh? Nice neighborhood. Do you know the history of black people? Do you know why black people poor in this land? Or you wouldn't give you 2 cent shit fuck about how that even happened. It's all about what you think you know and what you see. And that's all you need to know. And screaming, somebody just got gunned up. Oh, I know. Oh, y'all so desensitized and so monstrous and creatures. It's natural to you. Kays, right, says there's no ifs and or buts about it. This was justified in y'all minds. Everything is justified. But when that black man was fearful of his partner, when somebody hit the thump of the back of the damn side of the damn car, he could, oh no, he can't be scared because the person white. There's nothing scary about a white person. Sad, man. Sad. Very, very sad. See, I'm going to tell you, I got another saying now these days I'm going to start saying, right? Mr. Blows Your Mind is the best friend to a white person. You know why? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what nobody else don't want to tell you to try to help you. Mr. Blow Your Mind going to tell you so that you can hear something that nobody won't tell you. It's like saying, let's say, for instance, include myself, I'm going to say this hypothetical situation. Say you retarded, But you didn't know you was retarded, right? And people around you been letting you go around doing shit like your ass natural. Like ain't nothing wrong with you. Yet they know you retarded. But nobody won't tell your ass so that you could be like, well, damn, maybe something wrong with me. So them people who your family, they don't say shit to you about and you fucked up like that, do they really love you? Or is it the person who telling you what it is, even though you don't want to fucking hear it? Do they got love for you? I'm not saying that's what I'm just saying, I'm just going to tell it like it T.I. is. You can take it how you want to take it, right? So here's another one, right? Here's another one they said, right? So let me take you to this other one, right? Now I'm spending too much time on this, right? Spend too much time, right? Really, right? So on this one it says, Ray, sorry, but that vehicle is considered a weapon once you start driving. It's an officer totally justified. But again, when you go see the video, you should happen to go be curious and go see it. The officer in the car, if he's shooting, yeah. But when he get away from that car and he go and he swerve and get out of control and gets turned in the car, you know, now the dudes that's running up on him on the side and they do the shooting, justify that. Where's the justification in that? There was none. Yes, the officer in the car, if he was the one doing it, but the ones on the foot had to make an assessment as to how can we shoot the wheels out. They ain't not even doing that. They saying shoot to kill. Hit the man, ask questions later. Dr. Lecter says, I like hearing the angry black man in the background accusing the officers of being in the wrong. Ha ha ha. Black people are funny. Those are amber lamps. Yeah. We have what didn't we learn the other day? We have African American English. You have white English. You sure don't speak English. But you know, these people here that talk all this shit here, mano, whatever your game is, if you had to compete against somebody mano with no cheat, no steroid, no substance, you gonna lose 8 to 9 out of 10. This guy in the black screaming, y'all ain't have to shoot him. Well, he also didn't have to ram a police car. He also didn't have to try and run. Also didn't have to drive towards police. But stay sane. Last one, I ain't gonna do the other one. Damn junk. He said, damn. Rumble in the jungle. Should have just called in the airstrike on the entire neighborhood. But you know what? You know when black people talk about situations that happen with white folks, we talk about the situation. We dissect the situation and we'll show you where the wrong is at. You don't hear people talking elated to kill all of you. And we don't do that. But y'all got that. But y'all think y'all sane. You know, it's like, you know, you can diagnose everybody, but nobody can't diagnose you. And again, as I made the story before about a friend that's telling you the truth when other people won't tell you the damn truth. Just like they say, well, if we talk about reparations, it's going to be divisive. Why? If you know what's wrong and you know you're trying to cure it. So what's wrong with them that if you talk about curing them about a wrong that's been happened, that means they got to be something wrong with them psychologically, that they got to become physical because you're trying to choose something that's right. But y'all never going to address that like that. You're not going to do that. Whatever, man. Whatever. It's you peoples, right? That's y'all peoples. Oh, man. I don't even want to do no more, man. I really don't want to do no more. I mean, you know, It's just sickening in itself. I had some more. I ain't gonna do no more, man. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna say that for the tomorrow show. Cause it's just ridiculous. It's just some of the shit that people say. Without knowing everything. You only hearing the one side. That's y'all unilateral ass people. You hear one side of shit. Because you don't want to hear the truth. You only want your truth to be what it is and not what it is. And you're good and that's sufficing enough for you. And then wonder why you feel like nobody likes y'all. Because y'all wrong a lot. But you can't admit when y'all wrong. Well, I was going to do more, y'all family, but nah, man. Nah. Matter of fact, I got one I'm going to do. I'm going to end the show with this. I'm going to end the show. Let these two play out. And then let it do what it do at the end, right? But I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to show you. This is how y'all get down. Again, most hated show on the black corner of the internet. Fam. It's all good. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. To the next show. But I got some stuff before I play, but I'm not going to come back on till it's over with. So, peace, love, and that to everybody, man. Shit it drains your spirit, man, when you're dealing with these vampire-ass people, man. Because they have no real heart, no compassion. Their understanding is very limited. They so stuck in the way that they see things and they can't see that they wrong. What do you do with that? What did they say when a horse breaks his leg? You take it out to the woodshed, right? But you trying to find out, I don't want to shoot it, right? You want to save it. No, I'm not saying that's what I'm trying to say. I'm saying somebody who's compassionate for a horse, right? I don't want to kill it. You're trying to find some way. There's got to be a way. Maybe there ain't no way. You understand? Maybe just ain't no way. Well, check this out.
This happens all the time. All the time. The judges are terrible. I'm so sick of it. I'm really yeah.
I'm looking here up now. Let me deal with it. I'm looking here up. Okay. Listen to me now. Okay. I hear what you say. Just need to calm down. I'll deal with it. I'll leave it like this. I understand how you feel. I'm not going to allow it to put you on the road. Every single person on the phone is a black person, and they all just walk away from it. I'll deal with it. Can I have a word with you, please? Can we move that car?
To video call. I don't want to do video call. Because I want the evidence. I don't care what everyone says. I do not like a single black in Joburg.
Extravaganza.
I'm at the bottom. You would answer one of the 50 calls that I made. Instead, I get sued to these people that did, but I don't know. I can't stand it. I am so sick of it.
First of all, I think it's right. I'm not going to allow it. It's so difficult.
Listen here, I'm not going to change my mind. I hate the If you people were going to assist, you would have done it a half an hour ago. Because there's not, I can tell you now, the caliber of blacks in this town vary from the caliber of blacks in Europe. They're opinionated, they're arrogant, and they just plain and simple. You I'm happy for a white person to assist me, or a colored person, or a Indian person. I do not want a black person to assist me.
What we need to do we watch the report in the meeting. I'm trying to assist you.
Let me tell you something. This is the type of police force we've got. We've got low caliber people working.
You're telling me low caliber police people.
I do think that this is very, very low. Can I tell you something? If I was in your shoes, I would treat someone like myself much better than what you treated.
Asking you, did you insult me at any time? I've offered you the whole time assistance.
What assistance? What the have you offered?
Man?
If I had a gun, I would shoot you.
Listen to me now one more time. I'm not going to say it again.
Go away, I don't need your help.
In front of witnesses, this is what she said to me. She doesn't need our help. I've been standing here for quite some time now.
If you want to help me, you would help me half an hour.
Sir, I'm not going to argue with her. I'm not going to entertain this. When you stopped here, she insulted my colleague. She called this constable a black. Okay?
No, I didn't. I said I don't want to deal with any.
Man.
And I'm not prepared to deal with any. I've just been smashed and grabbed with a fire.
You better tell her. If she doesn't want to get arrested, she must come down.
Go away.
I've offered my service. I've offered to assist her numerous occasions. If she doesn't calm down, she doesn't want to.
Now, convicted racist Vicki Momsberg's appeal against her conviction and sentence has been dismissed in the High Court in Johannesburg. Momsberg was convicted on 4 counts of criminal injury in the Randburg's Magistrates Court last year. She apparently used the K word 48 times against police officers and the police call center operators after a smash and grab incident back in 2016. She was sentenced to an effective 2 years in prison, and she appealed both the conviction and sentence. Let's get the latest now. Hasina Gori joins us on live. Hasina, break it down for us. What's the latest?
Good morning. Yes, so when we spoke earlier this morning, it was just before court started. It was very quick, very short judgment. The judge was very clear and concise, just saying dismissed. And one of the reasons that he gave was that he didn't see any reasoning to deviate from the current sentencing. As you said, it was 2 years effective in prison. But to speak more and to break down what exactly the conviction means and what it means for Vicki Momsberg is with me the NPA's Apindi. Good morning and thank you for speaking to us. Can you tell us, so Vicki Momsberg has lost her appeal today here at the South Gauteng High Court. She was appealing both that sentence and conviction, saying she's not a racist, and those remarks came from the trauma that she had gone through at that specific time. But what was the reasoning of the judge this morning to dismiss her appeal?
Okay, firstly, as the NPA, we welcome the court's decision to dismiss Ms. Vicki Momsberg's appeal against both conviction and sentence. The court ruled that there were in fact no justifiable reasons for this court to deviate from or to interfere with the sentence imposed by the trial court. And as the NPA, we welcome this news because before court we have an accused person a convicted person who has not yet accepted responsibility for her actions. She has shown no remorse, and she is well within her rights to now approach the Supreme Court of Appeal, but the normal procedure, as the court has also mentioned it, is that she'll have 30 days within which to lodge her application for leave to appeal with the High Court of Johannesburg, and once that is granted, she can then her matter can then be heard by the Supreme Court of Appeal. But most importantly, failure to lodge her appeal within these 30 days, once the 30 days lapse, she'll then have 48 hours within which to hand herself over to the Randburg Magistrate Court to start serving her sentence.
Mm-hmm. That was the NPA's Pindi speaking to us, just breaking down what exactly the judge said today. Again, he's dismissed her appeal of both the conviction and sentencing, and now Vicki Momsberg has 30 days to apply for a leave to appeal, and if that's not done within that 30 days period, and if that lapses, she has 48 hours then to hand herself over to the Randburg Magistrates Court and then start her sentencing, which will be 2 years effective in jail.
Let's watch Momsberg's appeal against conviction dismissed. Thank you very much indeed, Hasina, for your reporting. We're going to take a quick break. I'll get you some sports news next.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Luther and I and everyone in this arena tonight are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on. And it definitely was not prepared for black people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they died for. Right on. Hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, Good News, the chariot is coming. While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the world.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saying 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish. But when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin.
They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. All white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
5 months before me. 3, 4. There are only 2 possible explanations. They were 5 months before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to fucking fucking kill you! You can't make me do anything like Chris!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga, and if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true.
I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? It knocks the shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, "Brother Greg, you coming by today?" And I said, "Malcolm, I love you." And I said, "I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there." He said, "What do you mean, Brother Greg?" I said, "Well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East." And I said, "But I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary booked me into a college about
10 miles from the airport. And I'm gonna go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm gonna stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not gonna let this government get two of us for the price of one. And I'm gonna call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government gonna get you.